65 years, the Las Vegas News Bureau has captured the sights and sounds of the world's leading destination like no one else, and has played a unique role in marketing Las Vegas by documenting unforgettable moments on film. The News Bureau is a key component in the Chamber's promotional efforts. The Chamber's marketing budget was augmented by the live wires, Chamber members who contributed a portion of their gross receipts for marketing. The idea was a huge success and allowed the Chamber to hire the J. Walter Thompson Agency, one of the nation's largest advertising firms, and the legendary publicity agency, Steve Hannigan and Associates. It was the so-called Hannigan Method that was adopted by the News Bureau and helped it become one of the most effective publicity machines of its time. The concept was called hometowning.
This was in the early days, before we had a wire transmitting machine and before we had as many hotels as we had. But the photographers, and I think we had 3 at that time, were given assignments to go to the hotels and see if they could find people that were enjoying themselves, either around the pool or find a couple like that, shoot a picture, smiles on their faces. We would shoot that film, process it, print it, send it with a caption about Mr. and Mrs. Joe Smith having a good time at the Frontier Hotel in Las Vegas. And because they were from a small town with a relatively small newspaper, the paper loved that picture and it published it. And that kind of publicity permeated itself throughout the relatively small markets that these newspapers distributed to. And that's what we called hometowning, because we were taking pictures and sending pictures to the hometown newspaper. And it worked very well.
In addition to the hometown images, the News Bureau photographed entertainers on stage and backstage, cheesecake, sporting events, and airport arrivals. Both candid shots and carefully choreographed images.
None of it just happened. It was all planned. From News Knob up at the test site to the Miss Atomic this or Miss National Pickle Week or whatever.
Miss Atomic Bomb, one of the News Bureau's most recognizable photographs, has been widely used.
In the early days, they also had help from entertainers. They were more than willing to come out, do some publicity shots with their name on the marquee, either jumping in the swimming pool or diving off the diving board, whatever it took to promote Las Vegas. And an iconic image would be Elvis Presley and Liberace. They had a little get-together back in, I think it was at the Riviera, probably in Liberace, when he was in his dressing room when he was appearing there. And they had a get-together and the press was invited in and they switched costumes and they switched instruments. The floating craps game at the Sands. They took this, again, it was a great publicity stunt. They're always selling Las Vegas, and they took a crap table, cut off the legs, floated it in the Sands swimming pool, and Don English, one of the photographers at the News Bureau, took this picture. And it just so happened that as he took it, in the background, there was somebody doing a swan dive.
In the early 1990s, the News Bureau was transferred from the Chamber to the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority and continues to thrive as an integral part of its marketing efforts. Every day, News Bureau staff can be found at concerts, sporting and special events, red carpets, rooftops, and more, and transmitting these images across the globe to keep Las Vegas top of mind.
Happy 65th, News Bureau!
Happy anniversary, News Bureau. You don't look a day older than Regis.
You don't look 65. You look great. I think that you've had Botox, yeah?
We have over 500 million